Hi guys, this is Christy Fulk with Crate with Christy again. I'm here with my last live of the day. This one is going to be focusing on the Pansy Petals Suite. Now one thing I do want to let you know about the suite is that the Bumblebee Trinkets aren't available right now. So you can't use that one easy button to get all three items. If you want to buy the bundle and buy the designer series paper now, you can. And then buy the Bumblebee Trinkets when they come in stock again, probably sometime beginning of June. It looks like they think they're going to get a shipment at the end of May. So let's say the beginning part of June, since things seem to be slowing down shipping-wise. But you won't save any money waiting to get all three things at the same time. So if you get the bundle now, the DSP now, then you can make a bunch of stuff and then buy the Bumblebee Trinkets later. Now my card does have Bumblebee Trinkets on it. Boy, that's hard to say fast. But I didn't know when I made this card yesterday that they were unavailable. But I just want to let you know that as I get started with the video. Okay, let me get my chat going here for YouTube. That up here. Oh, come on. Don't start messing up now. The day's almost over. I think the computer's getting tired. But I'm ready to show you everything in the suite. So let's go ahead and switch cameras. Oh, I do want to tell you real quick before I get started. Make sure you know about my promo. You can see the host code there. I'll put it in the video description. I keep forgetting to do that. Once all my videos are done, I'll hurry up and put that in there, so you don't have to keep looking up this host code. But if you use that host code and place a $50 order between now and May 6th, then I will send out 18 4x6-inch pieces of new designer series paper, and I'll pick some designs out of a few packs. So you won't just get the one pack. That way you get an idea of how pretty this paper is. If you place a $75 order before shipping and tax, you'll get the DSP and you'll choose an embellishment that's up to $7 for free. If you get a $150 order, do not use that host code. That way Stampin' Up will give you Stampin' rewards, and I'll still give you my free DSP swatches and the embellishment that you pick out. Now, if you bump it up to $250, I just want to let you know about this. Stampin' Up has a promo going on until June 14th. If you place a $250 order before shipping and tax, either as a personal order or as a workshop or party order, you will get an extra $25 in rewards from Stampin' Up. So don't use that host code if it's $250 or more. You'll get the Stampin' rewards from Stampin' Up. You'll get my 2 freebies. And you'll also get an extra $25 in rewards from Stampin' Up. Okay, and I want to make sure you know too, my 2 freebies, if you get both of them or one of them, whichever, they will be shipped to you separately from your order, because those are coming from me. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this beautiful suite. This is it in the catalog, pages 28 and 29, if you've got that with you. If you don't have a catalog and you live in the United States and do not have a demonstrator of your own, click on that contact me link below, and I'd be happy to send you a catalog. You just need to give me your mailing address, and I'll get one sent out to you. But that's only if you live in the United States and you don't already have a demonstrator of your own. Okay, these are just gorgeous. I've only made a couple cards, and I can't wait to play with these stamps a little more, because I'm sure there are a lot more different color combos and a lot of neat things you can do with this. This is going to be a fun set to figure all this stuff out. And this is going to be one of my online classes. I can't remember the exact date. Oh, here we go. I forgot I wrote it down. From June 15th to June 29th. That'll be my online class. So they'll have the Bumblebee Trinkets by then, hopefully. So that should be, I'm glad I postponed that one until then. And I'll tell you more about that later. I do have a hand-penned online class right now. And you can find out about that. If you go back to my second video of today, that's the hand-pen suite that I did. And you can also find it on my online store page, and there's a link to that in the video description as well, so find out how you can get that class. Oh, once again, I lost my chat. Every time I do, there we go. Every time I click on my computer, I lose the chat, and I keep forgetting. Okay, now, let me show you what comes in this suite. First off is the bundle. Here's the stamp set and the dies. And I also can't wait to use these dies. These do not coordinate with the stamps, but what they'll do is they'll emboss veins in the flowers. You can do different layers. I really can't wait to play around with this. So whenever I do this class in June, I'll be having a card using those for sure. But you can purchase these separately, but it's cheaper to buy them as a bundle. You save 10%. The bundle itself is $51.25. And you can find, I showed you the suite on 28 and 29. If you want to get a better picture of the bundle, you can go on page 160. Actually, it shows the dies better on that page. But you're seeing them right now. So those are really cool. And I'll show you the butterfly trinkets real quick. Like I said, these are not available right now. But when they are, you're going to want them. Aren't they cute? I really like these. And they aren't that fat. So you've got the body pops up just a little bit. I don't think you'll have any trouble mailing these. Not positive, but they're not real tall. So I think they'll be okay. And let's see the designer series paper. This paper is so pretty. And like I said in a couple of my videos already today, the colors in this paper, they're not all in colors, but all 5 new in colors are in it. So it's got the evening evergreen, fresh freesia, pale papaya, polished pink, and soft succulent. It's also got, I can't remember all the colors. Maybe, I know it's got soft sea foam, but I can't remember some of the others. Bumblebee is in there. That's the yellow. Let's see what else here. Yeah, but most of it is the new in colors, so I think that's really neat. Isn't that pretty? I love pansies, so I knew I had to get this set. And here's the other side to it. Let me put that a little closer so you can see the design. Yeah, this paper's showing up a lot better. When I did the Simply Elegant paper, I think the foil was messing with my camera and you couldn't see it very well. There's that. The neat thing with this is you can die cut these leaves out, and I'll be showing you that here in the card I'm making in a few minutes. And there's gingham. Who doesn't love gingham? Love gingham. We've got a few designs of gingham in this set. And we've got this one. Let me get that a little closer so you can see the flowers. This is a 12 by 12, as you can see. Sometimes it's hard to tell in that pretty gingham. These can also be die cut with the dies. And I'll be showing you that here in a minute too. And we've got this side. Then this one. And this one, a nice stripe. I think we've got, oh, here's the last one. And this one, oops, now it's starting to pixelate. There we go. I don't know why. All I have to do is do this. It's like a half magic. That's funny. Okay. Every once in a while that works. I just have to move my fingers around and it makes it work. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the card. Now that I've shown you everything in the suite. And I'm also going to be using some dies. Here, let's get speaking of dies, let's get these dies out first. These are the, I can't remember the name of them. Pansy dies, I think is what the name is. But we are going to need this one here. Both leaf dies. And I think that might be it. Yes, that's all we need with this set. But I'm also using a die set that's brand new. It's called Basic Borders Dies. So if you like having borders, you definitely want to get this die set. And I think they're stitched, and some have little dots. There are a lot of different designs, so it's really neat. Now I'm going to use this one right here, is the one I'm using. So I'll put that in the dish. And these are $29, and they're on page 162. Alrighty, let's grab our trusty card base. This is 5.5 by 8.5. It's polished pink. I'm going to fold this in half, line up the corners like so. Get my bone folder. Okay, and let's go ahead and put this to the side and get some die cutting done. Actually, yeah, let's do die cutting. I had to think there for a second. A lot of times I need to do stamping, but I'm going to use that paper. First, I want to show you a card I made earlier. I did this card a couple weeks ago. It's been real popular. My video has been. And I'll put a link to that in the video description below. I think I forgot to do that. I'll get that added so you can learn how to make this card. But this one, I stamped the pansies instead of using the designer series paper. So this time I wanted to use the designer series paper. And there's the inside. So there's a small pansy you can use too. And this is retired now, unless it gets on the clearance rack. I'm not sure if they sold out or not, but this was that Scripty. I really like that. So if you have the Scripty, you can definitely use that, but you can also use any embossing folder. But that was the first card I made with the Pansy Petals. So this time, like I said, I'm going to use the designer series paper, and I'm going to show you what I did. I didn't want you to wait for me to cut. I didn't want to cut strips of this out because then that would make me lose some of these leaves. So what I did, I just cut around a little bit, fussy cut it a cut, not really fussy cut it, just cut around. Here, let me show you an example. Like here's the leaves. There's a bunch of white there. That's what took me probably 5 seconds to cut out, if that. So that's all you need to do. And the same with the pansies. So there's all those. I didn't want to lose any of those, so I cut some of those out. Not upside down. So this is what, like this one, I just cut around it. And make sure you do leave white around it because you want to be able to have enough room to die cut that flower out. So let's go ahead. I want to show you how I did that. We're going to let's go ahead and grab that flower again. Make it so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And we'll grab this. And see how perfect, if I can get the paper to quit moving, how perfect this die goes around this. Well, the paper keeps moving on me. If that didn't move, it would be fine. There we go. You see, it went around it really nice. I've still got too much white over here. There we go. I'm not kidding. I have never had this much trouble, of course, when I'm doing a live. There we go. Perfect. Put this down nice and easy so it doesn't move. And I'll die cut this out. Now, I used 3 flowers on this one. And I thought you don't want to sit there and watch me die cut 3 flowers. So I just showed you the one. And these were the other 2 that I die cut. A bumblebee one and a polished pink one. You can definitely, and I like how they're different sizes. I could have just gone with just the purple and grabbed a couple small purple ones. I really wanted to have all those colors. I think it makes the card look really colorful. So we'll put those in here. I'll put my trash over there. And let's go ahead and do those leaves. Now there are 2 different shapes of leaves. And so I could use both the dies, not have to run it through a million times. I decided to use 2 of each. So this is the fat leaf, and this is the one that's a little narrower. Hopefully you can see that and get that back up in the video again. So now I can grab both of these dies and run it through once. And by the way, you can probably tell this, I'm using the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You can definitely use the standard size, the big one. But it works with the small one too. We've got that one on there. And this one. There, that went a lot better. I don't know why I couldn't get that pansy one to line up. That one's actually easier to line up usually. Okay. Oh, hi, Danette. Glad you're here. Glad you like the colors too. And I have been recording all day. This is my fifth one, the last one for today. I don't do this very often, but I thought, oh, I'm going to have a celebration for the new catalog. Okay. Don't know if I'll do it for this long again, but it's been fun though. I am a little tired, but it's been fun. Okay, so I went ahead and did those. And so you didn't have to watch me do another batch because I wanted 4 leaves all together. Now, if you notice, this has a little straight edge on this leaf. This was on the edge of the paper, and it was most of the leaf. I thought, well, I'm going to have that hidden underneath the flower anyway, so I just went ahead and die cut the rest of it out. So you can use the ones on the edge. You don't have to be perfect if they're going to be tucked in underneath your pansy. Okay. Let's get this out. Nope, we have one more thing to die cut and to emboss. I've got a piece of soft sea foam, and it is 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. And first off, we're going to die cut. So we'll grab the sandwich here again. Okay, actually let's do it this way. I'm going to lay this down. And this is a 3 1/2 inch width piece of cardstock. That is the largest that you can fit in this. And I wanted to be able to use my small machine, so that's why I did that size. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to kind of look here. Okay, well, here, let me bring this up so you probably can't see the whole thing. There we go. I'm getting the screen. I want to have the same amount of scallops on each end so I know it's in the center. So I'm going to move that over a little bit. And that looks about right. So I think if you have about 2 scallops hanging over, you're doing pretty good. Okay, so I'm not going to be too picky, but that gets me close to center. And I'm going to bring this over a little bit. I had it a little too far to the edge. I was afraid it was going to fall off. There, that way I can make sure this is straight. It does look a little cockeyed. There we go. Oh, nope, it really moved on me. That's one thing. I have a harder time with the longer ones. I don't know about you, especially, I probably should have grabbed some washi tape. They like to move on me a little more than the actual images. See if I can lay it flat. There we go. That's the trick. Usually when I do the other dies, I lay it at an angle and bring it down. I think it actually does better if you lay it flat with the border, because it didn't move on me that time. You learn little tricks as you play around with it. Isn't that neat? I love that border. Okay, now what we're going to do, I wanted it to be embossed too. So I grabbed the Meadow Moments folders, embossing folders. We had these last year and they're still in the annual catalog. It's a little hard to see. But there, that's got some, oh yeah, that made it even harder. But there are butterflies and things on here, and these just have leaves going around the edge. I'm going to use this on a card tomorrow, so you'll get to see what that looks like tomorrow. But these are made specifically to fit in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to put this in here. You can see how I made sure it was going to fit right within it. And it looks like there are too many butterflies going up and upside down, so let's turn this around. So always look at your design to make sure you're putting it in the best way possible. That looks pretty good. Bring this back in. Now, the sandwich for the regular embossing folder, this is a regular thickness. It's not the fat one. You use the platform number 1. And what comes with the machine also are these 2 for embossing. The dark gray one is for the 3D embossing folders. The fatter one, the light gray one, is for the regular folders. So we just put this down with the fold going in first. Put this one on top. And run it through, and it embosses it perfectly. And there we go. Isn't that pretty? There, you can see it better when you emboss. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this folder. And that just fit it perfect. Okay. Now we are done with our little Stampin' and Emboss machine. Love that little guy. Let's go ahead and bring in the card base. Now, if you saw I'm trying to remember which card I did this in. One of my videos this morning, I can't remember which stamp set I was using. I showed this little trick. I want this to be showing underneath this border here. So what we're going to do, put some seal on this. I could have put it on a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of white or something to get it lined up, but I didn't want to waste a cardstock that was going to be totally covered up. So this is the trick when you've got 2 pieces here. I'm going to lay this down, make sure my flowers are going the right direction. I am going to line up the bottom border and the right and left borders of the cardstock around the designer series paper. That way I know that's in the right spot. Now this one, I do want to put some ribbon across there before I attach it. So I'm using the beautiful open weave ribbon. This is in the polished pink color. Let's go ahead and put a glue dot on the end of each one. Okay. Paper needs to get out of the way. My goodness, this is near the end of the roll, so it's wanting to flip back on me. Okay, now I'm going to put this down a little bit because I'm going to be putting an oval in the center of this. So I don't want it too close to the edge because then the oval will be up too high. So we'll bring it down to about here. Bring this around. Okay, there we go. So we've got that on. Now it's ready to go on the card base. And the nice thing with this, I can still move it around if it's not straight, if it moved on me. Okay, and nobody's going to know that these are kind of cockeyed. It doesn't matter. They're going to be covered up. Make sure you put some adhesive on that ribbon. Make sure you get it on those corners. So there, I got it pretty good. Thought I missed them there for a second. Okay, oops. And now, this time, I want to make sure I get the top and the sides, the border to be the same. And then do kind of look down at the DSP and make sure the sides are lining up too. There we go. Pretty good. So there we go. So we've got that nice border going on there with the designer series paper underneath it. I think that looks so really neat. And it's hard to tell in the video, I think, if I'm looking at it. This is actually soft sea foam, the background. It almost looks white in the video, but it's the soft sea foam color. Okay, now we're going to grab, let's see here. Let's go ahead and do that oval. This is going to be the only stamping on the outside. We're going to stamp on the inside. Since we're using all these pansies and leaves that we die cut out of the paper, I'm going to grab the Happy Birthday stamp. Actually, I could have used a smaller block, but that's all I had available when I was putting these together. Used a lot of blocks today. Got the Happy Birthday. And there are quite a few greetings in this one. But everybody needs a birthday card. So that was with the Evening Evergreen. And I'm going to use the double oval punch. This is in the annual catalog. It's also in the January to June mini catalog, but it made it over to the annual catalog. So we'll put that on there. So that was just a scrap piece of basic white. And I grabbed a scrap piece of the polished pink. And this one we'll do the Scallop Oval. I really like this punch. It's the first time I've been able to use it. I like having two ovals in there. And then we're going to put that on the center. So let's get this moved over. I'll just put some, oops, this adhesive is so, about the end. I'm wondering if oh no, there we go. I thought I might have used it all up there for a second. And then we will center this. That looks pretty good. And I want to put that on with dimensionals. So I'm going to grab my white dimensionals. And I'm going to have it going over that ribbon. I'm not going to put it on the ends like I normally do because I don't want them attached to the ribbon. I want them to actually attach to the cardstock. So I'm going to put one here and one here. I'm not going to worry about doing the ends. Take the paper backing off. Okay. Let's see what's it. Yeah, I'm glad when they get more of the punches in. I think the double oval is unavailable right now, isn't it? I forgot about that. Either that or no, it's on low inventory. They're having a hard time with the punches, and I think there's a metal shortage. There's so many shortages right now. It's hard to keep track of all of them, but I do know there's a metal shortage, and I think that's part of the reason they're having trouble with the punches, because that takes a lot of metal. Okay, so there we've got that in. Now we're going to grab these pretty pansies and leaves. Now, I decided to have the fat ones be for my purple one, because that's going to be my middle pansy. And then these two are going to be on either side. So what I'm going to do, I know I want the leaf to be down here. So I'm going to put some adhesive right here. And I'm going to go ahead and grab that one where I have a little partial part that was cut off because it was on the edge of the paper. See, nobody except you is going to know the difference. There we go. And they are heavy, Danette. Yeah, the punches are very heavy. I used to lug those to crops I went to and about broke my back. So we're going to put this one on the opposite side. So what I do to make sure I'm putting the adhesive on the right section, put that leaf there, then put your thumb there, your fingers. That way I remember it's this side I want the adhesive on. Because I would be bound to turn. If I didn't do that, I'd be putting it on the wrong side. And then we'll get that leaf there. So we've got those ready to go. And oh, good, Danette. Thanks for not telling. There is such a delay with the comments. It's funny. Okay, let's grab, oh yes, I'm using the white. The only one I'm going to pop up with dimensionals is this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put just one here in the center because I'm going to stick some leaves under here and I don't want that the dimensionals to be in the way. So then I'm going to put them up here. So that's ready to go. So now let's start putting things together. First, I'm going to lay them down. I'm not going to worry about these two leaves right now, but I kind of want to have an idea where I'm going to put these flowers. And I still want to be able to see a lot of that border. I don't mind the leaves being on there a little bit. I want the flowers to be up a little bit. So kind of do it like that. I'm going to leave that purple one right there in the center because I definitely want that one in the center. I'm not as picky as about the ones on the side. Get that adhesive wheeled up. Put a little bit on the leaf too. So we'll lay this down. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just stick that on there. With those dimensionals, I'll be able to tuck those flowers. Oh, there it is. Couldn't find my take your pick tool. I can still tuck those flowers underneath there. Okay, so we'll go ahead and attach this to the middle. Sometimes it helps to be able to do that. And this will be a lot easier to see where I want it. And I wanted it up a little bit higher than the purple one. Kind of mimic how the border goes up. And we'll do the same thing with this one. Get that adhesive on there and on the leaf. And there's the yellow one. This card just shouts spring. And it's a little cold here today in Indiana. We've been having 70 and 80. It's like we go from summer to late winter. Spring sometimes gets in there, but not very often. Okay, so now we've got these two leaves. So I'll just put some adhesive on here. Yeah, this thing is like, I want to be out. There we go. I don't know if you can tell there's barely any left in there. Let's see if we can get this card done before it disappears on me. Now I'm fine with covering up that flower a little bit. And put that leaf right there. I just wanted, the only thing I wanted popped up was this. I kind of like having the leaves a little lower. Oops. Yes, it's getting tired like me. There we go. I may be tired, but I've been having a good day. This has been a good day doing these videos. Okay, now, I know I said the Bumblebee Trinkets are not available right now, but I'd already made this card, and it looks so cute with them. You could actually go, it looks fine without them, I do admit. But since I did it on my original, let's go ahead and put them on here too. And they go on really good with the glue dots. So I'm going to put one right up here. But they're saying these should be in by the end of May. So hopefully they won't have to back that up. You know, Stampin' Up, we're all getting frustrated with how shipping. I'm sure the shipping people are getting tired of the delays too. Okay, so there we go. There's the outside of the card. Now we're going to decorate the inside like I always do. So we're going to grab the last piece. This is a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of basic white. And I'm going to stamp the pansy this time. So these are the ones done with a DSP. And now we're going to take fresh Freesia. This is my favorite in color, I think, new in color. I like all of them though, but I really like this fresh Freesia. I'm going to, let's see, this is the one that I want to use full force. So we'll go ahead and put this on here. This is the one that's got a little more detail to it. This one is a little, doesn't have as much detail, so I want it to be lighter. So we're going to ink that up, stamp off. And having this one lighter, you always want to stamp the darker one first because then you can see through the light one and it's a lot easier to line up. So we've got that one. Now we're going to grab Blackberry Bliss and this little center guy here. Get up, and that's going to go in the center. So I'm kind of making it look like this purple one on the front. Not quite like it, but it's matching pretty good. And then we've got a little center. And I'm going to put a little yellow one, like what was on the card. This is Bumblebee. And it is a little triangle. So I want that pointing at the point to be pointing at the bottom. And I could add leaves and stuff. I just went ahead and just did the flower this time. And we'll put this on the inside, and the card is going to be done. But as you can see, the stamping doesn't take that long at all, and it lines up pretty easy. But if you want a lot of different colors, you can definitely die cut the DSP. Stampin' Up's been doing that for a couple, well, probably more than a couple years. I'm trying to remember which paper was the first time they did it. I think it was the one that had the cartoon character type things on it. And we were able to start die cutting images from the paper with the dies. So I'm so glad they kept doing that. It's so much fun. So let me grab my card I made a couple weeks ago. So those are my first two Pansy Petals cards. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. There's so many things I love. Okay, now this is the last video for today. The next video is going to feature the Beauty of the Earth suite. This is going to be the last of the things I got with my pre-order that I'll be doing a video for during my celebration, that is. And that'll be at 10 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. And then my schedule for tomorrow is 12:30. Hopefully, if the UPS gets here in time, I'll do an unboxing of the stuff I ordered this morning. I splurged and did next day air. I only do that when a new catalog comes out. And so everything's supposed to be here tomorrow. Usually gets here around 11:30. We'll see. I might have to back it up a little bit. But because last time I did an unboxing, that's what I had to do. It ended up being, oops, wrong screen. Ended up being 4 hours late, I think. At least 4 hours late last time. So the unboxing I had to keep backing it up. So hopefully it'll get here on time. The last 2 orders have been on time, so hopefully that's what's going to happen. And I'll be here at 12:30 to unbox that. And then at 4 o'clock Eastern Time and 7 o'clock Eastern Time, I'm going to do a couple videos making cards with some of the new stuff I got. I think the 4 o'clock one is the Euro Peach, and the last one at 7 o'clock is my favorite suite, the Expressions in Ink, I think it's what it's called. So I had fun today. I hope you guys did too. And I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. sharp. See you tomorrow. Bye. Have a good night.